Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Life with Annie. So, I'm not sure when this video is going to go out, but it's Monday, and I'm going to make our supper. I'm going to go ahead and get it all put together this morning, and then it'll be ready for us this evening when we get ready to eat. So, I'm going to make some stuffed shells. And I'm not really going to go by a recipe. I'm just going to go by what I think it should taste like or what I like. But I did buy the jumbo shells, and I've got some water here waiting to come to a boil. I'm going to add some salt to this water and cook up these shells. And the reason I'm going to make this today is because I had made a batch of spaghetti sauce not too long ago. And I had doubled the amount of sauce, and I froze this. So I took this out, and I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to make a filling for the shells, and we're just going to see how this turns out. So a watch pot never boils, so I'm going to hold on and wait till this comes to a boil, add some salt, drop my shells down in there, let those cook, and then we're going to come back and try to make a really good stuffed shell supper for tonight. Okay, so our water is up to a boil. I did add salt to it, and I'm just going to drop some of these shells down in here. I don't know how many shells I'm going to need. I'm just going to put them all in here because I don't have a plan for them after, so we'll just do that. And let's see. I'm just going to push them down in there. We're going to let these come to a boil, and I'm going to make the cheese filling for these shells here in just a little bit. I may need to add a little bit more water to these, but they'll start to cook down in just a little bit. So we'll be right back. Okay, so our noodles are cooking, and I'm going to go ahead and mix up the filling for these shells. So I'm using ricotta cheese. Callie, what are you doing, Miss Rose? She has gotten into an exploring stage, so she's not supposed to come in here because I keep her and Lucy separated. So let me put her back. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got and I'm just putting this whole thing in here. This is 32 ounces. I don't know if I'll need it for the amount of shells that I have, but we're going to just put it all in here. I hear you, Callie Rose, but I can't let you in here because Thunder and Lucy will have a duck cow. Okay, I'm going to add an egg. And we'll kind of mix this up a little bit. So I made stuffed shells at the beach years ago when I was staying at my sister's. We were down there, and I think I titled that video Seashells by the Seashore or something like that. Callie Rose, you little sneak. She's Houdini. She can get past my little gate. Anyway, they were really good, so I actually followed a recipe then, but I'm just kind of throwing this together. I think it'll still be good. All right, so we've got our egg mixed in there. And I'm just going to add some garlic to this mixture. You can use fresh, jarred, whatever you prefer. Where did she go? And then I'm going to put some Italian seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of parsley. that in. I love ricotta cheese. When I make lasagna, I like to add ricotta cheese. All right, and then I'm going to add in some Parmesan cheese. And then I'm going to put in some mozzarella cheese. Check on our shells here. They're cooking nicely. I've got a strainer in my sink. I will drain these when they are done, and then we will let them cool. So we're going to mix this up quickly. All right, so we're gonna wait for our shells to get done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stuff the shells with this cream cheese or with this cheesy mixture, and then I'm gonna, Callie, she's checking out their food. I'm gonna put some of this meat sauce on top. So we'll be back in a little bit when these are done and cooled, and we will start stuffing these shells. Okay, everybody, so while y'all were away, I went in my cake decorating drawer, and I had some of these little decorating bags, so I thought I would try to be a little bit neater in my stuffing of these shells. So I put some of our cheese filling into one of these. I've got some more if I need to use another one, or I can refill this because I do have plenty of cheese left. If you do decide to do this kind of thing and it's hard for you to fill this and hold it, pop it in a cup like this and then kind of fold the top of it down, and then this will be like your third hand and help you kind of fill this bag. So I'm just going to wait for these I'm going to drain them off, wait for them to cool down, and we'll be back to stuff them. All right, everybody, so they're still a little warm. I'm going to try to stuff a few of them just to show y'all before, and then I'll let them cool down a little bit more. I did not reheat this sauce, this marinara sauce. I just poured it into the pan that I had cooked the shells in, just so it'd be easier for me to spoon it rather than try to fight with that bag. Again, the shells, I'm not sure if I mentioned, just follow your package directions on how long to boil those. But I am going to put just a little bit of this sauce into my dish here. And just kind of, I've got some kind of chunky bits of ground beef in here. So, y'all excuse Thunder. Callie's on the other side of the plate. And she just likes flavor native. She could care less about them, but Thunder, I think Lucy would be okay with her, but not Thunder. So, if he keeps barking, I'll have to pause and then come back, y'all. I apologize. Okay, so I had put the top of my creamy cheesy mixture, and I'm gonna snip off. I'm not sure how much of a hole I need, and then I'm gonna I've got another paper towel here. I just wanna try to keep my hands kind of clean at the top of this. All right. So I'm gonna have to switch hands because I am right-handed. Okay, I'm going to take a shell, and like I say, these are still a little bit warm, so I'll let them cool a little bit further, and I'm just going to stuff them. As Boss Hog would say, stuff them and cuff them. There's some of that Parmesan cheese there. And you can stuff them as full or as not full as you like. So there is one. I'll set this up here. Now let me see if I can do something with thunder. Okay, y'all, I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but I'll do another one for you. Try to get up close. You just kind of open your shell up. You can also do these in those manicotti noodles. But I had shells, so that's what we're going to go with. I may need all that cheese after all. I had stuffed shells not too long ago when we were at an Italian restaurant. They were really good, and I thought, I remembered making them at the beach a few years back, and I thought those were really good too. So I'm just going to make some. All right, I'm going to keep filling these up and see if I can fit more in here from this with this cream cheese mixture. Not cream cheese, but ricotta cheese. So let me do that so y'all have to sit here and watch me, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, so I've got my shells in here on top of just a bed of the meat sauce. And I just wanted to say, if there's anybody out there, new cooks, just learning or something, and they say, well, I don't have that kind of bag, you don't have to have a piping bag to stuff these. You could just take a spoon. I've got just a touch of the cream or the creamy cheesy mixture here, and you can just open up your shell and stuff it just as easy. Either way is perfect. There you go. And we'll just tuck this one down in here with the rest of them. Now y'all might say, that's a lot of shells for two people. It is. But we do lunches. You know, we love leftovers. We don't have any problem with that. And we'll have lunch. I'll have lunch. Matt will have lunch. And it'll be good. I did have just a couple of shells left. I thought I'd have a lot more than this left, but not too bad. All right, so I am just going to move this a little more like that so y'all can see. And I'm going to just put a little more meat sauce on top. I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator until supper tonight. So you get all your work done early in the day, and then supper time you just can frolic in your kitchen and to your refrigerator and put all of this stuff in the oven. Now it will be a cold dish, so and this is a lock and lock pan. So y'all know how they say you can, their new glass, you can go from fridge to hot oven. I don't do that, even though they say that. I always put mine in a cold oven and let it come up to temperature. So I'm just that's just the way I've always done it. I've never had a dish break, fingers crossed. Here's Thunder and Callie looking at each other. I hear them looking at each other. All right. So there we have our stuffed shells. They're not seashells by the seashore this time, but they're seashells by the backyard, I guess we could say. I'll put just a little more of this on here. And then I'm going to top it with a little bit more cheese, I think. Just a little bit more cheese. I think I'm going to use some mozzarella. Just put a little bit more of that on top. I hope these are good. Like I said, I didn't really follow an actual amount. I just kind of made it up as I went. All right. Then I'm going to bake this. Now, everything is cooked in here. You know, the noodles are cooked. The meat sauce is cooked. So you just really want to heat everything through. Let that cheese kind of melt. And it'll be really good. So, I do have one other thing. I did have extra cheese. I don't know if that's still hot. Enough to do a pan. So let me show you what I did. Okay. So these are just the noodles here. And I thought I would just freeze these. This is another lock and lock. This is the divided 9x13. This does not have the division in it. So I could have done the noodles on one side and then put something like a vegetable and went ahead and tucked it in the freezer. But I had some more cheese and noodles, so I just went ahead and put it all in here. And I will freeze these shells. And then one night in a couple of weeks, I may be too tired to cook and say, oh, I've got those stuffed shells in the freezer, and I will probably have made spaghetti again by then, and I can add some sauce to it and have another whole meal. So yeah, I'm going to freeze these, cook these tonight, and I think it's going to be a really good supper. I'm looking forward to it because we like stuffed shells. All right, everybody, I might do one more thing in just a second if I can get it together. If not, I will do a little reel or video or something at the end of the day and show you how these turned out. We'll see you again. Hold on. All right, y'all, I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to make some. I bought a loaf of French bread at the grocery store, and I thought I would just cut a little section of this off and make some not French toast, but French bread to go with our stuffed shells that I have right here. Let's see, that should be enough for us. Okay. Now I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I think I'm going to cut it this way, all the way through. And I've melted some butter here. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Well, this is actually garlic salt. A little bit of garlic salt. And I'm going to mix in some Parmesan cheese. Let's see how this turns out. I'm just going to kind of stir that all together. What I'm going to do is switch out the hardest part about this meal is going to be cleaning up the mess I've made. All right, so hope y'all can see that. All right, and I'm just going to kind of drizzle this over the top. I hope I mixed up enough, but I can always mix up more if I didn't. Okay, there is our French bread. Excuse me, Miss Lucy. You gonna help me cook? And what I'll do is when it's done, I'll kind of probably cut it in smaller pieces. But yeah, that is gonna be our meal for tonight. So here we did the stuffed shell. And we're gonna have some toast with it. We were gonna have a salad with it, but we had lost power over the weekend. So I was trying to eat, you know, without having the stove, and I didn't really have much meat thawed. So I was trying to just use what we could, and I had some lunch meat in the refrigerator, so we had a sandwich for lunch that day, and then we ate that salad for our supper that night. So we're not going to have salad with this, but I think it's going to be tasty, and it's going to be a good supper regardless. All right, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will show the results in a different video. Y'all have a great day.